Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I'm continuing my series on taking these incredible isolated vocal tracks, and we're just listening to them. We're talking about them along the way. We're a little bit of singing tutorial, background about the band, you name it. Careless Whisper, George Michael, man, let's do this. Here we go. I'm just gonna fire her up.
I feel so unsure as I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor. As the music dies, something in your eyes calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbyes.
Interesting. Fabulously talented guy. That's all I can say. And it's fascinating to me that there's been such a resurgence of these bands coming back all these years later. And it's funny, I've taken a lot of crap from my rock guys saying, why do you like guys like, George Michael and Freddie Mercury and Elton and, Paul McCartney and all these, not so much Paul, but, George Michael, etc. Because they're great, they're just awesome. And I haven't done this song. I did this song with Kayla Reeves. I'll put that in the description so you guys can check out a version that we did with one of my KTVA students. But as I say to my students, that when you listen to something in the first pass, it's one thing to hear something, it's another thing to try to reduplicate it. And so I remember trying this. Now, I want to show you something here real quick, because the sensitivity of this reminds me a lot of Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates in a different kind of way. But because of the ebb and flow and the dynamic of the way the voice comes in and out, the kind of breath, it could be Sarah Smile or, other Hall & Oates songs. But listen closely to the dynamic of this. It's pretty amazing.
I feel so unsure.
Now, I just want to do that. I feel so unsure, right? I feel so unsure, right? He's just like, he's in it, man. The guy is in it. And he's like, I'm in it with him because he's so into it that he's just like, yeah, he's dragging me along for the ride whether I like it or not. I want to listen to this one more time. Check this out.
I feel so unsure as I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor.
The imagery is staggering. Aren't you kind of there? I feel so unsure as I take your hand and I lead you to the dance floor. There's so much metaphor here that it's mind-blowing. It's not just him taking some girl on a dance. He's talking about the dance of life as well as literal dance, and that he can't fake it anymore, that he cheated on her, blah, 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 waste the chance that he'd been given. We know the story. Try and sing it. I feel so unsure as I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor. Like, it's just so if I just don't have the same, I'd have to work at it and really get in the story for a long time to match that kind of amazing, emotion that's in the song. So let's continue. Excuse me.
As I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor, as the music dies, something in your eyes.
Now, I'm going to break this down a lot for you guys, okay? And as the music dies, right? Now, he could have gone, as the music dies. He didn't. He went, as the music dies. He puts the air because it makes you feel like you're dying, like your last breath, or like this, it's, by the way, this is all very premeditated, I'm sure he thought through this. I don't think he just kind of spit it out, because if you really listen to his stuff, it is extraordinarily worked out, even down to his ad-libs at the ends of songs and stuff. So he does this like last breath, and then he goes, as music dies, something in your eyes. He all of a sudden, he goes from death to kind of like looking in her eyes, and it's sparking. It's creating a spark, and even does that with the little trill. As the music dies, something in your eyes, right? He's building, excitement, right? Because he wants you to see this as he's going through this and the story.
As the music dies, something in your eyes calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbye.
So, and the poetry that calls to mind a silver screen and all the sad goodbyes. That's great songwriting, guys. I'm sorry. I don't care if you rock guys out there hate me. This is awesome. And so he's not only, poetic in the way he's presenting, he's poetic in the way he's singing it. Right? It's not just the lyric. Like I could sing, calls to, okay, hold on, check this out. Calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbyes. It's just not as cool as George. Now I'll try, calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbyes. Like I'm kind of there, like 50% of the way there, but it's, like I said, man, I'd have to really be in the moment, and maybe he had this happen to him, so he has a little closer connection than I do. But anyway, so let's continue. Here we go.
I'm never gonna dance.
Oh, by the way, it's not contiguous. So when the chorus comes in, you hear the overlap of the chorus, and it's also interesting too because you can immediately hear the energy change because it was sung at a different time. Check this out. Watch this. It's really cool. Check it out.
To mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbyes. I'm never gonna dance again.
Here, when he said goodbyes, you can hear the trailing off of S of goodbyes, and the other one comes in, so you know it was done at a different time. Now focus on the energy of the chorus when it comes in. The chorus as it comes in is kind of like, I don't want to use the word stock, but it's set up like a theme of a movie. So you've got the movie scene, the violins are playing, the coffin is closed or whatever it is, right? And then all of a sudden, the theme of the movie kind of plays, and it gives you it's reminiscent of the feeling of the song, but you can also use the theme of the movie as a marker to go throughout the movie and keep pasting that theme up. So as the movie goes on, it reminds you of all of this emotion you just felt. That's an old trick that has been used over and over again in the movies. In fact, most of the time, by the way, I have orchestral composition as a background, and I've done a lot of music for film and television. So as you set up a theme for a movie, you get this thematic, beautiful melody that's memorable, and it's the core of the theme of the movie. But you can also have a retransposition of it. You can do it in a minor key. The same melody, you can all of a sudden do it in a minor key. You can do half of it in a minor, half of it in a major, and end on a minor as it goes into another scene. Or if you want it to be big, you can make it really big, or you can only play it on a piano so it's really sparse. So you can take this melody and manipulate it over and over again, but in the end, as the theme goes by, it still reminds you of this, this gluing together of all of the scenes that you've just watched. That is precisely what he's doing in the way he's presenting this. So anyway, so here we go. It sounds like a lot of stuff, but it really is that good. Songwriting's not this good anymore, for most of it anyway. So let's continue listening. Here we go.
It's sad goodbye. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool.
Cool. Now, I want to point something else out. The theme, the way he chose to do it, was to be extremely intimate and sensitive. Now, a lot of times a theme, when it comes in, it usually comes in pretty big and hard. Then they back it off and they morph it into different things throughout the movie so you get different emotion, and then they end it big. Not so here. He goes, oh, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet, I've got no rhythm, though it's easy to... He didn't go, no, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet, I've got no rhythm. It's not Bruce Dickinson walking in and singing it with Dio accompanying it. He's really, really small in the sound, and he stays small like a little boy through the whole thing. And so it never overpowers all of the scenes that we just saw, or at least the first opening scenes that he's brought into, and he's going to bring more in a minute. Check it out one more time.
Never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you.
Cool. Now I want to belabor one more thing. He's an amazing singer. We all know that. If you listen really closely to his voice, there are tiny little sharps and flats all over the place. Not wrong, just natural, okay? If this had been auto-tune, it would have, oh, I'm never gonna dance again, guilty, feeling got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool, right? With maybe them allowing a little bit of naturalness or organic, ness to come with the word organicness, to come through the thing. But if you listen, oh, I'm never gonna dance again, guilty feet have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool, should've known better than to cheat a friend, waste the chance that I've been given, right? It's got all of this carbuncles and naturalness to it. Gosh, I just love that. I love no auto-tune, just good singing without AI, just making everything sound so synthetic and computerized. Anyway, I just had to say that. Listen.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no...
It's kind of flat. The guilty, it should be guilty, should be the notes. Guilty feet have got no, but he's going, guilty feet have got no rhythm. He's got some swag in it. There's some diphthongs here and there. Like all that would have been completely obliterated by auto-tune, and all of the nuance of that would have been completely removed if someone had auto-tuned this track. Straight up. Okay, let's continue. Here we go.
Time can never mend.
Now, do you notice on this track, and I'm not trying to overdo this, I'm not trying to over dramatize this. Do you notice that all of a sudden when he shifts gears here, he's kind of talking third person, or not third person, but he's out of the initial story and he's looking back on it going, all right, I'm no longer facing this girl, taking her on the dance floor. Now I'm kind of looking back. Check it out, watch this.
Time can never mend the careless whispers of a good friend.
So it's an admonition. So all of a sudden he's talking to you and me. He's going, hey man, God, don't do this, man. Time can never heal. The opening scene that I did, you ain't going to fix that, and it's going to be a bummer, and I'm trying to talk you out of it. Right? You immediately get that out of the first line out of his mouth. It reminds me of John Lennon's Imagine there's no heaven. You're like, wow, whether I believe him or not, he's forcing me into thinking about what he's talking about. Same thing's happening here. So
time can never mend the careless whispers of a good friend.
Did you know careless whispers? He didn't go, careless whispers. He didn't kill us with the word whisper. He went, careless whispers of a good friend. Right? Pretty cool. Pretty interesting.
To the heart and mind, ignorance is kind, but there's no comfort in the truth. Pain is the
gosh, between heart and mind, there's no comfort in the truth and knowing, okay, what happened? Pain is all you're gonna get. Pain is all you'll find. Right? Let's continue.
Never gonna dance again.
Oh, by the way, on this chorus, you can tell it's not cut and pasted from the first chorus, which happens to almost everything now. You can tell he re-sang it. Check it out.
The truth, pain is the whole you'll find. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Right? So he's now stepped up his game and the energy of it a little bit, not a lot, and he does it more at the end. But all of a sudden, okay, he came off of pain is all you'll find, and he kind of and he has a little chirp in pain to kind of make it sound painful. Right? Straight up, listen to it, man. That's exactly what happens. And then he steps it up with the energy in the chorus to bring the tension up a notch. Check it out.
Pain is the whole you'll find.
Pain. Right? Here we go.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you.
good stuff, man.
Never without your love.
Nice, velvety, smooth vocal. Here we go.
Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd.
Now, what did he do? What did I say you do in a movie? You reminisce. You reminisce, right? And so oftentimes, or you can, I shouldn't say you always do. So all of a sudden, he took us through the storyline. He gave us an admonition, don't do this. He talks about the pain and the this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going back like someone, you remember that old thing when they say, when you die, your life flashes before your eyes, and it's like watching a movie backwards and it goes in speed. That actually happened to me, by the way. I got blown up when I was 12 years old. I had a rocket hit me, and when the rocket hit, sorry, kind of gross. Again, TMI. No, but and that actually happened to me where my life flashed before my eyes and it kind of went backwards. And I have a story. It's how did I become Ken Tamplin? If you want to check it out, it's my personal testimony. But anyway, I say that because he's now reminiscing back in the movie. He's putting you back in the scene again to reminisce and relive the first part because he's going to drive the chorus home again. Straight up, watch. Here we go.
Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Maybe it's better this way. We'd hurt each other with the things we want to say. We could have been so good together. We could have lived this dance forever.
And then, I missed that part. I don't know what's not on here, but here we go. Next phrase. But you see how he did that? He brought you back to the scene. So let's assume that we're watching a movie about a baseball hero in a small town. And so we go through the whole thing and the drama of all that, or maybe even Johnny Cash, kind of like he does in his song Hurt, the video of the song Hurt, where you see him going through his early years and his stardom and this and that and blah blah blah. Then he gives you the admonition, and then you reflect back on his life. And then he sells you one more time on what he wants you to know about the song. That's precisely what happened here. All right, here we go. Next phrase.
Please stay, and I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not fool.
So what happened here? No, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. He's way into it now. So he went very piano, as they say in opera, very piano coming back, and a little bit more. He's crescendoing, a little more forte. He's getting louder and louder, and he's bringing more dynamic home to it at the end chorus.
Oh, I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you.
Okay, next phrase, here we go.
Now that you're gone.
Now that you're gone. Nice. Okay, next phrase, here, check this out towards the end. Here we go.
Was what I did so wrong, that you had to leave me alone.
Okay, now I want to say something about that. That's a pretty selfish line, if you ask me personally. Dude, you screwed up, and now you're pissed at her because she's leaving. What did I do that was so wrong that you had to leave me alone? And then he's going to say, who's going to dance with me now? It's kind of like, there's a little bit of selfishness to that too. I'd be like, dude, I screwed up. How do I not do this again? Not, okay, who's going to dance with me now? Kind of thing. But anyway, it's part of his story. Anyway, next phrase here. Anyway, gang, I don't know. I just really enjoy incredible craftsmanship and artistry like this, and really knowing a lot about the backdrop of some of this stuff and illuminating that for you so that can kind of, pull back the curtain. You can take a look at kind of what's really gone on in a great composition. And I'm having a hard time doing that with newer music because it's just so production based and it's so effect based. It's kind of like movies are, where I forget who it was, but I was the guy that did Terminator 2. He said, give me 5 special effects and I'll give you a great movie. And that's kind of what's going on with music too. So we're not not seeing that here. We're seeing true awesomeness. So hopefully, guys, you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed doing it. And definitely stick around and check out my next video. Right, here we go.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I